Monthly staff meetings occur on the first Friday of every month. There is no compelling reason for this. The meetings accomplish very little. Anything of genuine importance is usually conveyed by memorandum, owl post, or Minerva McGonagall appearing in one's classroom with the expression of a woman who has just discovered a new and inventive violation of school policy. Nevertheless, the meetings persist, as do I. I arrive early, not out of enthusiasm. Punctuality is simply easier than waiting for other people to finish being late. The staff lounge is empty when I enter. For a few minutes, it belongs entirely to me. The cupboards along the far wall, the kettle, the fireplace. The long table, 19 chairs. None of them match. I suspect they have been accumulating since the founders. Every few years, one breaks, another appears. The overall population remains constant, like a self-regulating ecosystem. The fireplace is the heart of the room. 2 armchairs sit before it, one red, one pale blue. The blue chair emits a faint squeak whenever someone leans against the left armrest. I know this because someone sits there every month. The same someone, the same chair, the same corner, the same view of the fire. Every month. Humans are creatures of habit, particularly those who insist they are not. Right on schedule. Minerva. I do not look up. I do not need to. She will cross directly to the head of the table. She always does. Nobody assigned the seat to her. She simply occupied it often enough that the rest of us surrendered. A lesson in leadership, perhaps, or territorial behavior. There. Flitwick. He keeps 2 books stacked on the seat of his chair. Always has. They have become permanent fixtures. I have no idea when this arrangement began. I am not entirely certain he remembers. There. Sprout. Window seat. Always. Something about wanting to see the grounds. I have never asked. She has never explained. Neither of us has suffered for the omission. There. The room gradually fills. Not randomly, never randomly. People imagine they make choices. Most do not. Most simply repeat yesterday, and the day before, and the year before that. The meeting has not yet begun, yet every chair is already occupied by the person who was always going to occupy it. Order, predictable, boringly so. And there you are, right on time, as always. Not early, not late, merely punctual in a way that suggests complete confidence the world will wait for you. The armchair waits beside the fireplace, the one with the squeaky armrest. You are heading directly toward it. Of course you are. You walk past it. Curious. No, not curious. Wrong. You pass the fireplace, pass the armchair, pass your usual place entirely. And before I can formulate a sensible explanation, you sit down in the chair at my left. The blue armchair remains empty. You do not appear to have noticed. I, unfortunately, have. 27 consecutive meetings, not that I have counted. Minerva calls the meeting to order. I hear none of it. This is not ideal. I am technically a department head. Department heads are expected to attend meetings in a functional capacity. The relevant part of my brain will reconstruct the salient points later. It always does. The rest of me is occupied. The question is simple enough. Why are you sitting there? Perhaps it has finally become a problem. The squeak. Perhaps it has worsened since last month and you found it intolerable. This is plausible. I file it as the working hypothesis and immediately begin undermining it. You have sat in that chair for over 2 years. If the squeak were intolerable, you would have raised the matter with the house elves or with Minerva or with anyone months ago. You are not a person who tolerates problems silently. I revise my assessment of how well I know you and find the results inconclusive. Perhaps you wanted a different view of the room. Also plausible. 27 months is a long time to stare at the same patch of hearthstone. Novelty has documented cognitive benefits. You are precisely the kind of person who would recognize that and act on it without fanfare. This theory has the advantage of being completely impossible to disprove. You are writing something. Notes, presumably. I resist the impulse to observe what. I am not looking at your notebook. I am looking at the table, at the edge of the table, which is approximately where your notebook is, which is not the same as looking at your notebook. The distinction is meaningful. I maintain it. Minerva is collecting her notes. The meeting, it appears, has ended. I have a notation on my parchment about the Hogsmeade schedule. I have no memory of making it. The functional part of my brain has once again performed adequately in my absence. Good. Flitwick leaves. Sprout pauses at the window as she always does, then goes. Vector drops something in the doorway, gathers it, leaves. Hooch is already gone. She is always first out. Trelawney lingers and then, eventually, does not. The room is nearly empty. I have not moved. This is not unusual. I often remain after meetings. There is no particular reason to hurry back to a room that does not require hurrying back to. That is the reason I have stayed. You have not moved either. You are still at the table, still in the chair at my left, still, as far as I can determine, not leaving. I remain very still and wait to see what you do next.